Alright, we've got another video on choosing a blocking piece. Now you're checked by a lance. You can't get away, so you have to drop a piece to block. Well, for this one, I'm gonna just show you the answer here. It's bishop drop to 2e. Well, actually, whatever piece you drop, after he took it by the lance, if you recapture it by the king, it'll be a mate anyway by knight to 3c. This way, gold drop, and this way, it's made by gold drop either to 2d or 4d. So, dropping the bishop seems nonsense, but well, when you're checked by a lance, you can sometimes use this tactic. A piece sacrificed by blocking. So after the lance takes it, now you move the king. And you see, now white can't drop the gold to here, right? So that's the meaning of that sacrifice. And well, this is no mate. And other pieces than a bishop don't work. You can't drop a pawn, so if it was a lance, you can check with the lance. Takes it, and pawn push, and gold drop, and checkmate. And knight, after sacrifice, you can drop the knight. You have to take the lance, knight check again, and checkmate. Alright, now how about this one? You're checked by a rook, and he has many metal pieces in his hand. Let's see what happens after dropping a pawn. Well, he makes this silver sack. The blocking piece is pinned, so you have to take it with a king. And then silver drop. If the king goes up, it's this checkmate. And if the king takes the rook, also checkmate. So dropping the pawn doesn't work, and thus the bishop, gold, and silver won't work either by the same lines. So now we have options of rook, knight, and lance. So how about a lance? Well, yeah, he makes a silver sack and drops the silver, but now the king can go to here, and you see the lance is defending this file, so it seems he can't drop the gold here, but still he drops it. A beautiful sacrifice, and let the lance take it, and then sacrifices another gold to here. Now we have to take it with a king, and rook promotion, and checkmate. So the lance doesn't work either. How about a knight? Silver sack, and then, right, he can't drop the silver now to here, because the knight is defending that square. But in this case, he can drop the gold to here. The king will go to this way, but right, sacrifice the gold again, and let you take it, and rook promotion, and checkmate. So the knight doesn't work either. Right, the answer is the rook. It's no mate. Alright, now finally, this one is a cool one. You're checked by a lance. Now, if you try to get away, that's a simple checkmate. So you're gonna have to block it, but if you just block it by dropping a piece to here, whatever piece it is, it's gonna be just taken, and it's checkmate, right? So it seems it's a checkmate anyway, but well, it's not. You have a brilliant tactic to use here. Well, it's called a middle block. A middle block is when you drop a piece to block to a square that is not protected by your other pieces. Now you might think it's nonsense because it can just be taken by the lance, but actually now you can get away, and you see it's not a checkmate. See? So this is how middle block works, but actually just simply using a pawn to make the middle block, it does not work in this case, because now he has this brilliant sacrifice, gold to 8h, and after you take it, and then knight promotion, and checkmate. So now you can realize at this position the blocking piece has to be either a rook or a gold, so that he can take this gold when he makes this sacrifice, right? So let's start by seeing the rook middle block. Now this gold sack doesn't work, right? You can take it, and it's no mate. However, this time he'll just take the rook by the lance. And since you gave him a rook, you can't get away this time. He'll make a check by the rook and shuts down your escaping route. And it's a checkmate. So a rook doesn't work. Now that leaves us only the gold. Now yes, he can't make this sacrifice because he can take it, right? And it's no mate. Well, however, at this position he can make this pawn sacrifice. And if you take it, it's a simple checkmate. So you'll move away, but you can't go this way. He's gonna take the gold. So you have to move to this way, right? But now he can make this check and you go away. But now he's gonna make this knight sack. You take it, it's a checkmate. So you'll try to move away, but it's a checkmate by gold drop. So, actually, all the middle blocks have failed. So, is it a checkmate anyway? No. You have a way to save the mate here. See, he could make this checkmate because he has a room here to drop the gold, right? So now another idea comes up. Right, you try to make this room unavailable for him. So, right, a middle block to here. Oh, this sacrifice doesn't work here, right? So now he takes it, and then another middle block to here. Oh, you already know the rook middle block doesn't work because he can just take it by the lance, right? So now, after you made these two middle blocks, the same lines doesn't work, right? Because after he makes this knight sack, you can get away. And he can't drop the gold to here, and it's no mate. But well, the story hasn't ended here. Actually, even this one is a mate, because it's here. Instead of taking the gold with the knight, he can drop the pawn. You see, this was the first middle block piece you've dropped. He can drop it to here. And it's a checkmate. So actually choosing the pawn to make the first middle block wasn't good, because he can drop it to here. But likewise, lance, silver and rook don't work. And if it was a bishop, now he can drop the bishop to here instead of here, right? So, right, that will leave us a knight here. So from the beginning, the correct answer is dropping the knight to here, the first middle block. Let him take it, and then gold drop. And it's no mate. This gold sack doesn't work, and this line is no mate. He can't drop any pieces to here because it's a knight in his hand. Alright, now let me show an interesting application of the previous problem. Well, this is a very, very famous mate problem. So let's solve it. Now, the first move is, yes, the lance check. Lance to 2i. Well, right. A shogi beginner would jump to a conclusion that this is a simple mate because he can block it, nor he can escape. However, yes, you're not a beginner anymore. Now that you saw the previous exercise, the king side has the middle block tactic. If you take it with the lance, it's no mate, right? But in this case, you have plenty of pawns in your hand, so just making a pawn middle block doesn't work. You can simply check with a pawn, the king goes away, but drop the pawn again, and let him come up to the second rank. So it's a checkmate, right? So the solution of this famous mate problem is lance drop to 2i, and then silver middle block to 2c. You drop the pawn, and king moves, and yes, now at this position you will drop the pawn, but because it's a silver, he can take it. Oh, a bishop would be able to take it too, but silver is better. Now the next move is pawn promotion sacrifice, and silver takes. So if it was a bishop, it's mate in one, right? But now it's a silver, so what's your next move? Well, if you take it, it's no mate. So it's pawn drop to 1b. And if he takes with a silver, it's a checkmate. So he'll take with a king. And then lands promotion. King 1a. And then you drop the last pawn. Right, you needed all those 4 pawns to mate this king. Unbelievable. Now silver will take it and checkmate. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time.